on TikTok in this phone. Yay! So this is me on 2 platforms. I don't want people seeing all my ngongo. Yes, so how to remain in your marriage, nurture it, and be in the heart of your husband. So nowadays, marriages are struggling. As a foundation for what I want to share, I watched this Nigerian movie some days ago, and here I am. I'm eating my, whether it's breakfast or lunch, I don't know. Fruits right here for me. So in the movie, there's this guy who goes about, marrying rich women. He had been married to like 3 in 2 years. He will marry one, abandon. So the story here, I want to go on, is the woman he met before he was finally caught. Women these days are in the habit of just jumping on, the road trip with any man because I want to get married, and so on and so forth. And there she goes, how can you meet somebody in just 6 months? Was it even up to 6 months? What am I even saying? 3 weeks and you jump into the train of marriage. And the man begins to, prevent her from doing many of the things she loves to do. Even to go to work became a problem. So this is just a background to the story. For such a woman, how do you expect that she would even be in the heart of such a man? You meet somebody in just 3 weeks and you're getting married. Are we in America or Europe? Even if in America or Europe, we know the story of, oh, they are this, they are that, they can be this or anything. Marriages pack up in less than 2 months. No, you need not even get into that. You don't need your name to be put among people who have been married because you just want to experience marriage. You need to be married because of marriage and leave it the way it ought to be lived. Not today you're in a man's house, tomorrow you're out there. So women, our young women, we need to begin to check ourselves. Marriage is not the end of the world. If you will marry, you will marry. If you will not, there's nothing you do on earth that will make it worthwhile. I know women who are running into their early 50s and mid 50s, and I have a particular friend actually. I hope if she finds this video she won't get angry or whatever. I'm just using it as a story. After all, they don't know her name, they don't even see me and her together. She's gonna be 52 if she's not 52 already, and yet she finds herself in this whole maelstrom of thinking to herself and saying, I am called to get married. Whereas people who know her, I know her personally as a very spiritual woman. I see a certain call of God on her life for her to use this single life to live for God and touch people's lives. But every day she goes to one prayer house or the other, doing many things that makes me wonder what is happening in all ramifications of her life. That is the point some women let themselves to be pushed to because they think that marriage is everything. Marriage is not everything, I must tell you. So how can you remain in the heart of your husband? I'm rigmaroling, but it's good to give a background to whatever one wants to get into, right? How can you nurture your marriage and remain in the heart of your husband? It all begins from the foundation, getting to know the person you want to be married to. And it can take for as long as 1 year, 2 years. You need to really know this person. It is because people don't really know each other that we find ourselves in all these marriage issues. As a matter of fact, they say Kano in Nigeria is where people are just getting married nowadays and divorcing like wildfire. Every day you find lots of people in the mosque and in churches getting married, yet it's ending and people are moving on. It's not supposed to be so. There's nothing like doing something that is worthwhile, to you as a person that will give you fulfillment and even teach other people around you the need for people to do certain things very well. It's not about me doing something. It's about me thinking, why do I want to do what I want to do? Do women really even ask themselves, am I called to get married, sisterhood or whatever? What will I make come to be when I get married? What will the impact of my married life be to me as a person, my family, and society at large? So how to get that, the foundation, asking yourself the pertinent question, or spiritually we would say that is discernment. But in any sphere of life, discernment is important. Somewhere scripture says, who embarks or goes on a journey or war that doesn't calculate how many men do I need? You're going for a project, a contract. How many people do you need on that project? So if you don't think about these things and you just jump into those things, it's bad. And that's why troubles always arise. And tomorrow you begin to run from pillar to post. But you did not do your calculations well. And we pity for them. Oh, the man did this and the woman did that. So knowing each other is very, very important. And we can't do without knowing ourselves. As a matter of fact, I am not one called to marriage. So I've gotten to that point of discernment. And I thank God every day to say, oh God, it seemed like a joking or play thing. All these years I've been discerning the single life to be dedicated to God and the service of humanity. It's working for me. And somebody may ask, okay, how come she's not going to be married? She wants to talk about marriage. But do you know that it is people that are not in something that really have a hand or can have a hold of that thing? Sometimes people will say, I used to also think, I would use myself as an example, that if I was married, how would it be, and those kinds of, even though I thank God for the life I live now, in a few days or in this past days, I've been in this sport whereby I've had this kind of feeling, special feeling for people in my life and a particular person. So I'm thinking within these few days, don't you think that marriage would have been lovely, would have been wonderful? Okay, personally speaking, with how God created me or how I have been, I like to get to know people. So maybe if I was on that track, I would really want to know that person I want to be with, because personally, I even like to study people. The person, well, I'm not doing anything. So you can imagine looking at just someone walking along or just for a small get together or anything. So for someone who would have gotten married to me, I believe I would have studied that person like a case study. I would have done a project on the person. So the person, I know I have that trait or that capacity to know people. I can look at you from afar and judge what you are when people are not watching you. I'm not a psychologist, so I'm not a psychoco. I am not anything you can imagine, but people just have knacks for certain things in life. So I think I have a knack for knowing people. And there's another thing about me that can help women. These are suggestions. When I notice something about somebody, if it's very negative, it pulls me away from the person. There's a certain way No, in our society these days, young people are like anything goes. I want to be rich. I want to do this. They do many things, but we forget that many of those things we engage in are evil acts. And you know what evil can lead to? Evil can lead to witchcraft and many of those negative things. So there are ways people will behave around me. I'm not even the one that will run away physically or just pull out. Something inside me will revolt against that character. And I will name the character. I will even be afraid of that character in the person, even though we don't need to hate people, but those negative things in them. So I have that gift too of pulling away. I feel repulsed by anything that I perceive to be evil. So that could help me if I was on the track of marriage. So I'm encouraging our women, forget about this whole flashiness in life. It's not about what you see. What happens in this world goes beyond what the eyes can see. And somebody says, if you think that all you see, all you have a reach to is all that exists in this world, then you know next to nothing. Please, you need to know this. It's not about how your body pushes it. Oh, so in that movie I watched, the girl was like, oh, I met this guy. He said he's free to mingle. The fact that somebody says he's free to mingle, does that make him eligible for you? Does that need to make you begin to build skyscrapers around the person who just took your number? But that's how our women behave. Is it that I have not fallen in love before? Or do you think my body does not do me gigi? When I see a handsome man, intelligent, well-spoken, can carry himself. Who said something to me? Hi! You can't see very far from where I'm sitting. King Anka. So, I'm not going to get married though, but I can feel men. I enjoy being around handsome men. I like to chat with them, but I know I can't marry them. But I love people. I love people. So women, stop building skyscrapers because a man looks at you and smiles. He smiles at other beautiful women. You know. So in these past few days too, I've had this kind of feeling for this certain person. My own loving goes beyond what people do these days. So for me, if I even love someone, it seems I want to cry, like thinking about the feeling. So I'm always awed by this feeling of love. Do our women feel awed? You can feel awed or something special about loving somebody when you just jump into wanting to love a person because you are looking at something. You want to get married. So besides anything, once the first handsome man comes, very eligible and free to mingle, you jump on the train. No, that's the trouble we are having. You need to build love. You need to respect love. You need to feel like, oh, what is this feeling that I have within me? So that's what I've been pondering since yesterday and today. What is this special feeling I'm having about this person? So it makes me want to cry, like I feel reverent around loving a person. So if our women feel reverent around people, a man, because they want to get married, feel awed, be reverent about it, respect that special feeling you're developing for a man. And that's how that respect will lead. If the man is interested in getting married, you now are in the house of a man. So we've gone around. Now you are inside. I will not go inside the house of a man because I'm not married. But I know about love because I'm a human being. Every human being has a capacity to love. Don't see priest sisters or whoever who say they're not married and like think that they are stoic, that their heart is a chicken. No, those are the people who are great lovers. For your information, I can call myself a great lover. I can love people easily, when their attitudes are really appealing. I'm not saying we should only love people whose attitudes are appealing. I'm saying, like, humanly speaking or personally speaking, I have things that draw me to people. I have things that pull me away from people too. And on my own vow or saying I want to worship God, serve God and humanity, I am learning to be open to any kind of character. Because the character of a person doesn't really define them as human beings. Life happens, as we see, and people can change, but we don't necessarily need to hate them because of their changes in attitudes. You are in the house of the man. Perfect. How do you begin to nurture this thing? There's something I even wrote. I'm like, love him, not defer to him in everything. So some women, once they are in love, are like, oh. It's like, you want to carry the man like this. No, now, give him space to be himself. You don't really need to defer to him in everything. And daddy, sugar, baby, they finish at all. No, like that. You will suffocate the man. You always, sugar, sweetie, baby. In fact, personally, I'm not really about sugar, baby. I don't know if we women try this. Call a man by his name. Change the name, sweeten his particular name. Forget about all these things people are using. Endearing names, baby. Waiting the baby. Does that man not have a name? Sweeten his name. So as I'm talking, I'm telling you my own life story. So this person, I have this certain feeling for. We've been talking. We don't talk on the phone like people want to talk on. Is this thing, we're just chatting. Messages, even though I am not a chatty person, I like to talk. That's why my mouth is doing fium. I say I can talk to make a living. If you have a talk show, invite me. I want to make money from talking. But I still feel okay chatting with this person because of. But many times I drop voice messages. So that's just how the communication is. He doesn't hear the story. Whatever. You should have guessed already. So call your man an endearing name related to his own name that his mama gave him. So I changed this person's name. I took some acronyms from his name, and that's what I call the person. It's not sweet as people in the world. People in the world like sweet things. It's not as sweet as that, but it's endearing because that name is particular to that person. Women, one way you can be endeared in the heart of your man forever, etched there, no one can remove you no matter what. Call him his name. Sweeten his own name. Forget about baby. What is baby? Is he a baby? So let's say his name is Andrew. You can call him Andy or even Anne, even though it sounds like a woman's Anne, my name. You can call him Dre. Native names too are sweet or endearing. I have some friends too. This person's name, one Yoruba name, something, but I prefer to call him Jumo. So they tell me their names, and I begin to imagine in my head how to make it endearing when I call them their own names, my special friends. So I call one Jumo. If you're Yoruba, you know what Jumo means from his own name. There's another of my friend from Akwa Ibom. His name was something, and I changed it to I shortened it. His name is something, I call him Nyene. Wow, this doesn't sound sweet. Then we were doing some sort of endearing things. Even though we've not talked for a while now. I call him Nyene. So we are chatting. I'm like, Nyene. Oh, boy, that's the sweetest thing ever. You call a man that his head will be out of his skull. There's this woman that calls me the sweetness. Wow. And no other person will know how to call him the name like that. So you're loving a man, especially, personally, not the way everyone else does it. That's the way you can remain in the heart of your man. Number 2, care for him. I'm not wearing my glasses. Care for him. What did I even write there now? Not house girl him. Care for your man, care for your husband. But don't become his house girl. It's almost like he will say, Nkechi, sa, you jump up. Allow him now. Just allow him. You're not his house girl. You're his wife. You're his lover. You're the wife of his wonderful children. You're that special person in his life. You're his better half, his significant person. You're not his house girl. So there are certain things you should let him ask you to do. Let him beg you to do. But not always to be at his beck and call. When you're always at his beck and call, you become somebody who is always at his beck and call. Be special in his life, but not always jumping around. I'm supposed to be eating my fruit. My fruit. Where are you? This fork cannot pick it. Care for him, help him, but don't house girl him, right? Yeah. So I've given the specifics, right? The third one, respect him. Oh. Don't fear your husband. Some women fear their husband. They even kneel down. I'm not saying if that's your own way of loving your husband. There's a way I can kneel down for somebody I love, right? Let's see. I want to get him water. I have my special way. I can be very romantic, Okay, I'm bringing water. Hey, honey, I got you this juice. Do you want it? I can just go beside him and just, scoot beside him and give him the water. But I'm not necessarily, genuflecting for him or bowing down. No one will be doing that for him. You're the only one who does that for the man. And the man will always think about that. There are ways to go about those things. Respect your man. You wake up in the morning, hey honey, you don't need to say good morning like school children. There are many ways to say good morning. There are many ways to say I love you. Hey, Nyene, an example. Don't call my Nyene. Nyene is a special name for my friend. Let's say his name is Emeka. Amy. Hey, Amy. You can kiss him on his cheek. Be romantic for once. Me, I'm not getting married. We're very romantic. That's why somebody can be drawn to me all the time. Romance should be second nature to every woman. Sometimes women's voice can put men away. I had one issue with one the other day. She's ho ho ho. Me, my voice, some people tell me my voice is always on the high side. But that one I've never experienced before. Rigmarole your voice, sweeten it all the time for him. If you don't know how to sing, go and learn how to sing. Not that you will sing soprano, but not that you necessarily sing for him, but I need that sweetness about your voice, or I mean the sweetness about your voice. Even though you have a hoarse voice, even though you call it Meka, there's a way you can do that. Make it sweet for him to hear and be drawn. respect him, make sure he has food to eat, assuming he provides, be there for him. There is a way you should talk to your man. And I begin to wonder many times that why is it that women are always having issues with their men, husbands, and so forth? That I think, even though I'm not going to get married, I can handle my husband, I can handle my man. That's still on the side of saying people who are not getting married that you think know nothing about marriage, they are the ones who know it. Because this is the thing that they have decided to let go in their lives, and yet they would have loved to live those lives if that was their calling. It's about one's call in life. My call is not for marriage, So I can comfortably say I could handle my man, because many things that cause trouble in certain marriages, women can comfortably handle them. But they want to begin to act like other women. They are doing feminism, whatever. Forget it. Live your life. Only you can be the best version of you, the way God wants it. Don't live like other women now. They say men are doing this and women can do it better. It's not a competition. Just live your life. Women are gifts of God. Women should be able to hold things together. The home builders. If a home will break, it depends on the woman. So we need to begin to do much more than we are doing right now to keep our homes in order. You can have your husband in the palm of your hand, not negatively, but to care for him, to love him, to nurture him, and make him the best of who he should be. You have the power. It's in women. You have the power. I have the power. One song like that. So respect your man. Don't fear him. Except you have certain things you are hiding. And many people will say, don't tell him anything, no. Don't tell him anything, no. You don't know the power of vulnerability. To be vulnerable, to be open. So a man knows everything about you and knows that he should care for you in those places. I know some women who have told the stories of how they were raped. That is the vulnerability that keeps their marriages till tomorrow. They meet kind-hearted men who are moved by stories of people's lives. I was raped. I have a friend who married a young girl who was raped by somebody. That is where the love revolves. He cared for her so much that he was sad about what happened to her. And today they are married and he's doing very well. So if you keep hiding your stories and your people will tell you, don't tell him more, don't tell him more. Hey. But they are telling their own. Learn to be vulnerable, women. The power of women rests on vulnerability. You are soft. You were made specially by God. Share your stories with your man. If he doesn't like that story from the beginning, let him go. The person who understands your story will come to you. In fact, life revolves around the narratives of people's experiences. You should learn to tell your story and hold your story with respect and awe. It is your story that takes you to places. It is your story that makes you who you are genuinely, originally. No other person has or has lived your story. We hear the stories of slavery, the stories of any kind of story, and the powerful narratives. Stories, tell him your story. He will love you. What is this fear? Is this that fear I say? I say respect the man, not fear the man. Why are you afraid of telling him that you were raped? Why are you afraid of telling him how many men you've been with? Has he not also been with women? Even if he is a virgin when he marries you. Don't fear any telltale whatever. Be you, be open, be vulnerable. Women, that is where the man who loves you will hold you in love. Somebody I met like some months back knows one story that I've never told another person. And to top it off, he's somebody who was already open to that kind of story before. So wasn't it beautiful that I opened up in that kind of story? And I appreciate the fact that the person knows the story and still respects me for who I am. Stories matter. So women, learn how to tell stories to your husband. He comes back from work. Take care of him. You don't know that men are big babies. No matter how they do, at the end of the day, in their core, they are babies. They need care. Catch him there. Not negative catching. Women are thinking that you want to hamper a man. You tie him there. No, don't tie him. It's not the type of catch him I mean. Tell them stories. When he comes back from work, gist him. Gist. Laugh. You know, men love those sweet nothings. Even though they're always like, some of them will be like they don't care. But when you turn your face, they'll be looking, hey, I wish I said she should say something. They do like women sometimes, you don't know. So what's the next thing on our list? Yes, I just went to the next thing. I said, talk with him, not talk to him or at him. Talk to. Communication is the heartbeat of marriages. Talking at somebody is like the person who says, and do this thing, I don't they tell you. What about talking at? Talking to. Then talking at is when the meaning trouble starts. Your your voice is going, Let's learn to resolve issues. Somebody could be shouting, hollering, but be the one on the slow side of things. Forget about what caused the trouble. It is for your own good, women. Don't ever take the offensive side. Don't ever take it. No matter what the man do, I'm telling you, Makawai, don't ever take the offensive side in your marriage. Always be on the cool side. The husband, your husband, will always remember that. That is what a man desires in a woman. Not mumu. Me, I not be mumu. If you do me, I will tell you. And I don't take shit from nobody. I will not use the term I wanted to use. Some people, they see my face, they think I can't talk. When it comes to talking, I will win you. But I'm learning. I don't learn the thing. See, too much talk. It will even show that you don't get sense. Because when you're talking, many senseless things will be coming out of your mouth. But when you calm down, bring everything together, you know, it makes more sense. A woman should calm down situations in their marriage, her marriage. communicate, commune with your husband. Always try to meet him at a certain point. It's not easy, not always easy, but that is the call of women. That is the call of a woman. Women are special. So let's act special with our husbands. What else? Be patient with him, not fluster him or badger him all the time. A man can badger, but women's own badgering and flustering can overwhelm anyone. That's why it's always like, oh, a man has been doing something, you've been patient. Then at some point, you just want to back. That patience needs to continue. I was trying to bring it out in another way. Yeah, I'm trying to say that, many things will be going on in a home, and then the woman is always patient. But for a man, only one small attitude becomes a trouble for him. So women can take in a lot. They can be patient. Keep being patient. It pays, I tell you. Don't be like the man that may act irrational just on one occasion that you misbehave. So all of those good patience or patiences, if I can use the term, would be wasted. Keep at it. Keep at it. Keep at it. I met this young lady on Facebook. We were arguing about Korah say, Korah no say, Korah do, Korah no do. At the end of the day, I was able to calm her down and explain some things to her that she doesn't know happens in the US and that Korah has been telling lies about. And we became friends. So she told me one story that her husband is doing somehow this, and I gave her some little advice that, my dear, be patient. That's the only thing. Within 2 months, she gives me a testimony that that thing is said and that her sister had been telling her is materializing. She's a very young woman in her marriage. Patience. When people come to celebrate their 50th wedding anniversary, have you asked yourself how they managed it? It was with patience. It's about intentionality, to stay, commitment. If you're entering marriage, it should be a committed affair. Some people talk about wedding, and so marriage is no wedding. It's not the amount of money you spend at the wedding that determines how long a marriage can last. Women take a lot in marriages. They are the neck of the home. They are the ones who carry. Well, there's a way women can really become more open to taking all the stress that comes by living open lives, being there for their husbands, and that's it. Play with him, play with him, play. Very difficult for some women. Why? Well, play is the easiest thing. We even have a theology of play. There's play in spirituality. Don't you remember when those children were going to Jesus? Hey, Jesus. Jesus was touching them. Jesus. When was the last time you touched your husband? You always say, it's not the woman that should be doing it's the man now. There are other plays that you don't necessarily need to touch him. Just play with your body around him. Play, move your body. Jam him sometimes. You're in the kitchen, he comes around, just push him. He will turn and say, what's the worry this one? When he looks at it, he say, wait till they look. You never see this body since morning. This thing that they try to show you since morning. Look at it, And go say, what did she drink? when he sits down to read a newspaper, just go and sit near him. Just push him and sit down. Then he was, what's wrong with you now? Since morning you've been acting funny. He said, yes, I'm acting funny for my beloved husband. Start playing with him. I like to play with my friends, my male friends. Tease them. Tease your husbands. Tease them. Totori them, as we say in Pidgin. It's not difficult. Think out of the box. Be playful yourself. Actually, play comes from within. Learn to play. Don't be too uptight because of your work, because of the stress of taking care of the home. No matter what, it's gonna be for your own good. Play with him. Tease him. Joke with him. He's your husband. That's how you endure yourself, in his heart, and create your niche. Because no woman outside will know how to play with him the way you play with him. Story of my life. Play with him. Play with your husband. Bring his food. Come with your own fork. When he puts his own, you put your own, you eat. When you try it for 1 month, he will have no option than to start eating with you. There is another of my male friend that I used to eat with. Yes. We bring the food. He's that open though. You eat with your husbands. Bring the plate of food. Put it in one dish. You say, where is your own? We are eating together now. Can't I eat with my husband? I beg, let's eat, John. When he puts his fork, you put your own. Is that not building camaraderie? Or you go people saying a camaraderie? Playfulness. That's it. Do out of the box things. Things out of the box. When was the last time you bought a gift for your husband? Man, let me tell you guys something. Gift is not about how much. It is the tiny, next to nothing gifts that you give friends and people you love that even matters, like out of the blue. It's not about birthday, it's not anniversary. Just buy him something, boxer or shirt or singlet. Just bring it. Don't even give it. Drop it on the bed. When he comes, he will see it there. Don't say anything. Don't even look for a thank you. You know the things he loves. Get those small things, not so expensive. You are the one who will benefit when your husband stays in one place. So you have much work to do. But in doing that work, because you care and love you care for and love the person, is not stress. Loving somebody can be stressful, but it is not stress. It is positive stress. There is something called positive stress in psychology. Check it out. When you are reading to pass an exam, you're trying to better yourself, even though you read in the night and stress your brain. It is positive stress. Loving somebody can be stressful, but it is positive stress. You need that stress. I need that stress. Even if I don't want to get married, I can love a man. I love to love. Very funny, right? Yes. Love is sweet. Love is everything. Love your man. Love your man. That's what we're saying. So you can endear yourself in his heart. And no one or chori poko, we go to waka for road. Nothing. You don't look at that person because the person doesn't know all those sweet stuff that you do to him. Sex is nothing. A man who has seen so much of it does not value it. So even if he jumps out there, he doesn't value, he's just gallivanting. He will come back to the house when you do all these sweet things for him and surprise him. Like you just bring it out of the box every now and then. That will keep him expecting more, even though he doesn't show it. He's expecting you to do it again. Plan, think, work with him. He may not want to share his plans with you. Share your own plans with him. That way he can loosen up a bit to share. Think with him. You come, hey, Amy, there's something I'm thinking of. What do you think? He will tell you what he thinks, even though you will be like, oh, leave me alone, no. Keep asking him, what do you think? That way you're incorporating him more into your life and your activities. The way you handle children, I'm not saying men are childish or children. I'm trying to say that men are somewhat easygoing and easy to handle and be with than your fellow women. Yeah, easy to be with. I don't know how you do your own though. That it doesn't work. Yes, so women, love your husbands. It's very important. So this is my secret for you women. That is how to win the heart of your husband. Wholesale. No be retail. Wholesale. You will win his heart. He will be yours forever. Let us stop all this. Marriage starts today. Next month, marriage has ended. Don't get into it if you're not ready. And it's not a do or die affair. If it's never going to work, you don't need to pursue it. We started from the basics. Knowing the man. It's when you don't know a man that you go and marry him and troubles begin to come. Because you didn't know him, you didn't study him. You need to know a man wella. A man does not necessarily need to know a woman very, very well. Let's assume, taking everything for granted or as a given that women should be who they are supposed to be. But women need to know men more. The onus is on women to know men more than men even know them. Because you're the one that carries the family and keeps things moving. So play with your husbands, chat with them, think with them, work with them, communicate with them, even if they're not willing to talk. Sit down there with him, tease him, care for him, love him beyond all reasonable doubt or whatever. So, I have said my own. I wish women would try. So we don't have all the troubles we keep having. Men are easy to be with if you know them very well. So let's know our men. I don't say our men. Okay, yes, our men. You should know your husband even before you marry him, okay? Alright, so these few words of mine, they're really few. I rest my case. So this is Anne My name has changed from just Anne, the Universal Sister, to Universal Sister Anne of God. Yes, so I love God things now. Universal Sister Anne of God. I'm on Facebook, Chioma Wogu. I'm on TikTok, on YouTube, Instagram, everywhere. And I'm with you right now. It's been a pleasure talking to women about how to nurture their marriages and remain in the hearts of their husbands. It's very important. So when you find this video, please, those who have seen it already, kindly help me share it. I want to see your feedback in the comment section. Subscribe to my page. Send me stars on Facebook and stuff like that. I love to share with people. I was just struck by this topic when I was reading something in the morning today. I'm like, why don't you share it? So here we are. Here we are. There's a song like that. The time we spent together's gonna fly. Play music, love music, play love. I love music, romantic songs. He comes back from work, the whole house is filled with love song. You know, the love will be tapping into him. Have you danced with your husband? Candlelight dinner right in your bedroom. Not before restaurant. You know, I'm always having all these things. Yes. Very soon I'll have a candlelight dinner with one of my male friends. Cook with him. Hey, so many beautiful things you can do with your men. Why am I so knowledgeable and yet? Well, I knew them so I can share with you guys. Dance with your man. Dance. Draw him to yourself. Another thing is you can also be hugging him every morning before he goes to work. Even though he's standing there, grab him. He comes back from work, you grab him, touch him, rekindles love. We need to be connecting all the time, creating those electrical moments. Somebody said something, what is that relates to what I'm just trying to say? But that's on the angle of spirituality. Yeah, I'm trying to build my spiritual life. So loving God is somewhat like loving human beings, you know. Somebody even shared that prayer is like love making. So what are you doing when you're praying? You're communing with the God you love. You know, the way you love God is the way you should love human beings, with abandon. You can do anything for God, right? You can do anything for the person you claim to love. Do. Be lovers. Wives. Be lovers. Love him. Love is stressful, but it's positive stress. As I said before, it will not remove your skin. You know, it is even when your heart aches that your heart gets to be enlarged. We all need to have enlarged hearts to accommodate people, especially the man you are married to. Who else would you want to accommodate if not him? So go and love him. He needs love. That's why he's acting up. He needs some cuddles. He needs some TLC. Bring your husband. He sits down on the chair. Amy, and I'm advocating, stop calling men sweetie, stop calling them baby. Call them their names, endear their own names and give it to them. That is the one that is sweet. Cut his nails, bring his hand, his leg. Once in a while, wash his clothes, iron it. My brother loves to wash his clothes by himself and iron it. But if his wife wanted to really endear herself to him, She could have been washing his clothes sometimes, before he wakes up, gather the clothes, wash it. When he wakes up, he'll be surprised. That's what my brother does on Sunday. It's his washing day. But if his wife wanted to be really energetic, she could help him wash it some days. The small things you do for men matter a lot. They need love and going over and over again, over and over again, over and over again. This love, the love we're talking about is so special. And then it forms song because of love. We say over and over again, women, love your man. Love them, and suffocate them with love. Yes, so go and love them. They need not negative suffocation. We have explained all those things. Watch the whole video, you understand. So my message is love your husbands. That's how you can endear yourself to them forever, for ages unending, and we say amen. All right, so I need to get back to my fruits. Okay, well, Shane Humphrey, show it. You're always looking for who will show you something. I'm not talking to men, I'm talking to women. Bye.